It's impossible to ignore the level of protesting that's taking place up there.
Yeah.
It's going from there's a moment of fear of potential danger to almost the, I don't know, the highest or the worst possible levels of comedy. You know, you see these kids running out with cutout garbage trash cans,
Yeah.
and like, is that a limitation of the invasion? Is that the moment where Achilles in the movie Troy is running out with all his friends? Were they trying to,
This
to
is
come up like
Sparta!
something like that? We're gonna go fight it out. They just got squashed and demolished
That's
by the
hilarious.
police. Like, but I mean, listen. What first of all, what's your take at this point? For me, like, we definitely need. I'm just concerned about what's going on in the head of these children.
Yeah.
What freaking school is?
All of them.
Yeah, it's like, come on. That is literally a reflection of what's being taught in school. Here's what's crazy: that if you look into the process, there's a couple of professional instigators that are there,
Yeah.
put together to rally and coordinate the actual protesting. By the way, you see the images of the place that happened. I mean, the place looks like it went through a war.
Yeah, so much for keeping the planet
Yeah,
clean. Right?
it's like this is.
Because
By the
these
way,
guys
this is
were
the same
like-
people from the Greenpeace
Yeah,
movement.
yeah,
It's like
yeah, yeah.
pick a damn team because definitely they don't collaborate. That's one of them. You know what though? I have seen more and more people being like, no, hang on. Like, here's the American flag. You've seen a couple more people talking about that and stepping up. Every action has an equal or greater reaction. For me, actually, it's great to see that because this level of stupidity has to be not only managed, and it has to, no, it's not managed. It's freaking stopped. You know, there's no reason why you should be vandalizing places and doing things. Then what are you protesting about? You know, and what is that going to do to change? So I know that we're going to go into what Elon Musk say, and I have a couple of things to say about that.
For me, I think it's dangerous, you know, because here's the thing. Number one, I definitely think it's orchestrated by powers that be. You know, there's people who want to see things like this happen. You know, we've seen a similar thing happen with the BLM movement, you know, with different things. But here's the problem that I have with this. When people are fighting against, like, cops, right, which even though that's crazy, there's no, like, war against cops going on. Like, you know, like maybe in your head there's a war, but that's not real, right? There's a real war going on with, you know, with Hamas and Israel. So I feel like when people start picking sides in something that serious, it's only a matter of time before it's going to lead to people dying. Because that's what happens in war. People die. And that's what's going on with the people who really support the side of one or the other. They are killing the other side right now. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what we're gonna head towards if they don't stop what they're doing. Because there's no peaceful way to really say, okay, we're gonna defend the person who's looking to, you know. So that's what I'm concerned
Listen,
about.
just to hear the mayor of New York, you know what I mean, come out and say, listen, this is not. First of all, I love the flag. I can't stand for these things. But also, he highlighted something extremely important. You're mentioning right now, you're touching upon that, saying you do have some professional protesters, instigators, people that actually know how to do it. So let's go through. What is the main issue that everybody says? Well, you got to be careful, right? Because this freedom of speech have to be considered at every level, right? And you're saying, okay, so what are we doing here, right? Definitely you protesting against the suffering and pain and suffering of innocent people, the children, that not enough supplies, with medical or food supplies are going into Gaza. A lot of innocent people are dying. I'm good with that. You don't support the state of Israel. Go protest all you want. You don't even like Jewish people. Go protest all you want. When you here's where I get said, okay, there have to be limits, because when you go from all of that to literally supporting Hamas, that's when you lose me. That's when I say, wait a minute. Now what you're saying is, if this would have been again the time of Nazi Germany. And you will be supporting that. You know what I mean? And we got to be very careful with that, because that did happen. Like, you had a bunch of people that just went along with certain things. So there have to be limits. The other thing is, the moment that you start destroying property, the moment that you start burning or you're taking the flag down, at that point, all I'm thinking is, I'm glad I'm not there with a baseball bat, because I'll be hammering these kids left and right. You know? For me, though, I'm looking at this moment and I'm saying that phrase that just keeps bouncing back and forth in my head. Useful idiots, when you are so, but it's also a reflection of young children that want to be part of something. You want to connect to something. You want to. I mean, the whole idea that you want to belong. You know what I mean, and you want to be part of a cause, and all of these things that are playing out in the dreams, and it's part of being young and a little bit stupid. You know what I mean. The problem is, when other people are using you to say things that ultimately don't make any sense, it looks terrible. And now, though, you know what I mean, to see the amount of how it's actually turning with there's protesters protesting against the protesters, you know what I mean? And guess who's coming across as being in the right side of the argument? Anybody who's saying, listen, I don't know about you, it's an iconic picture to see a group of young men protecting the flag. You know what I mean? What a freaking picture. Immediately you're going back to World War II, the flag of the soldiers, right, planting the flag. And immediately it's going to become that iconic. It's a 9/11 moment with all the firefighters or the firemen, again, raising the flag, holding the flag. That's how you're going to see this moment playing out over and over again. You'll see that. And the fact that you have so many people saying, listen, we're going to take a stand. Not only are they saying pro-America, and guess what actually happens? What it means right now is that to be a part of the Joe Biden camp, to be part of the Democrat side, you're anti-American, anti-Jewish, anti-Israel. That's how it's coming across. To the extent of one of the things that they're chanting is, we want Trump. Yeah. We want Trump. Meaning the people who are standing for America, who are standing for the flag, the people who are standing for Israel, the people that are standing for the Jewish people, are chanting, we want Trump. If I was like running this election or one of the candidates, if I'm running, Joe Biden's election process, I'd be like freaking out right now. Guys, this really doesn't look good at all. And then he comes out as a president trying to say something about the whole situation. But for whatever reason, he felt the need to say, but we cannot be also anti-Muslim, we can't be Islamophobic. Who's attacking any Muslims right now? Who's attacking anybody from, you know what I mean, from Islam? Who's attacking anybody that, like right now, there's a very specific group that is under attack. He just couldn't say anything with enough clear moral position.
Well, welcome to election season, right? Tom McDonald said in Snowflakes, Black lives only matter every 4 years. George Floyd was around this same time in 2020. So this is just going to get progressively worse. Somebody will get hurt, like you mentioned, and then it's just going to blow out of proportion. So we're about a week or two away from seeing, unfortunately, a disaster happening, and then people picking sides and the equivalent of whatever the black square is. It's already happening, and it's just, come on. Can we, not fall into the damn trap again?
And I think the worst part, you said it already, but the worst part about it, this is happening in schools. This is happening in the place where I want to send my kids to learn how to be smarter. And so I'm a little confused as far as what's going on in the schools. But I think this next thing that we're going to go into is,
I have another friend that I love tremendously, and this guy, he loves history also, probably more than I do. And he will say, just remember that the people that were out there chanting and supporting the Fidel Castros and the Che Guevaras, one day they are going to be running educational systems.
That's true.
They're going to be running. Also remember, the people that were getting high on LSD and were hippies and were,
think about your crazy friends.
He said, think about, look at your professor right now and ask yourself what was actually going on.
You did so much acid in your 20s. There were no mushroom left behind.
I get it.
She's like, guys, I got to read it because I can't really remember what happened. That guy really has a reason as to why he doesn't remember. But just keep that. Ask yourself, that person who today is playing the role of a professor or teacher, what the hell was going on 20, 30 years ago when this guy was also burning flags or doing whatever? And those are the guys that are running our institutions.
It's crazy.
Super scary.
Crazy.
But you know what? But also, I'm a little hopeful because however much you see in this craziness right now, this is one of those things that is gonna come back with a vengeance, because now you have a lot of people that are really saying, you know what, enough is enough is stupidity, and you're gonna see people taking a stronger position.